Just like the Yorubas will say, Ajato masonu, konigbo fere olode. That means the dog which is doomed to be lost will be deaf to the hunter's whistle. But what happens to a girl's determination to make it outside the confine of her comfort zone in Ghana and seek greener pastures far away in the United States of America, all by herself? Hey fellow book lovers, welcome to another episode of My Books and I. And today I will be talking about Daughter in Exile by Bisi Adjapon. This book follows through the life travails of Lola, a courageous 21-year-old lady who used to have a comfortable life in her home country, a good job, and a comfortable family. But in wanting to experience life in a better way, she got it worse instead. First was Lola getting pregnant out of wedlock to a man she had met in Senegal. She had a future well planned with Ahmad, and she literally trusted him. Lola wanted love, Ahmad wanted money, and that was the genesis of all the trials she eventually had to face. Abandoned in New York City and trapped in the cage of immigration with no job, no family, and a child to cater for, Lola struggled, and thankfully she survived through it all. She survived working as a maid. She survived the ill treatments from people she thought meant something to her. She survived the negative labels and tags. She survived the sexual assault. She survived the hypocrisy within the church. She survived the pervasiveness of racism. She survived her mother's wrath and disappointment. You think Lola has seen enough after Ahmad's betrayal, especially because it looked like she found true love with Rob. She got a job, she found new family, and with her son Deji, she found hope that all would be better. Until Rob was jailed for tax fraud, until she lost her job. It was even a hard task getting a job, and the ones she managed to get did not even last through to take her away from the financial struggles. She kept on moving from one home to another because nobody wanted to identify with an irregular migrant. And to cap it all, she found out she was pregnant yet again with another child. I love how this book addresses racism from the misconceptions Westerners hold about Africans, how it addresses the challenges of finding balance after migration, the unfiltered experience of single parenthood, the importance of legal wealth, and the consequences of amassing wealth illegally. To be very honest, I initially did not feel any pity for Lola because I had judged her in my head. She brought all this to herself, didn't she? Even the prodigal son went home. Lola, go back home, to Ghana, to your mother, but everything fell on deaf ears. Not like she could hear me though. It's fiction. I enjoyed the exchange of letters from mother to daughter, daughter to mother. I loved reading the conversations. For someone who has been away from home, away from my mother for more than a year, I can totally relate to how much you can crave one another's presence and companionship. But the distance is like an invisible pin that pierces through your soul but cannot be seen. And then she had to put her second child up for adoption. Faced with the guilt of motherhood, taking back her child only to be faced with a lawsuit from her late husband's parents. See, at this point, I was like, can we give Lola a happy ending, please? She has gone through a lot. Much more than anything else, Lola took what would have been an earlier decision, the decision to go back home, but she was left with no choice than to take deportation as an option. She was willing to risk everything she had labored for, the very essence why she had left home initially, just to be able to go home. With support from her close friendship circle, she found the courage to face her fears. She would either fight her way through getting a permanent residence or going back to her roots. Either way, it was a win-win for her. And guys, luckily for Lola, she won. When the judge said, "You are hereby granted permanent residence, welcome to the United States of America," I screamed. Just like Lola, if there is a lesson I have learned, is that life holds no promises for anyone, no allegiance to anyone's plan. It moves at its own pace. You either catch up with it or you miss it. Lola found freedom at last, the freedom that allowed her to travel home with her kids, to reunite with her mother, the freedom that gave her the power to seek employment anywhere she wants, the freedom that gave her the ability to fully exercise her human rights. Let's give it up for Olivia Lola Obaniro. Of course, I am recommending this book. and also recommending that you subscribe to my channel for more book reviews. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.